Okay, let's go over 1221 splitting a string and balanced strings. Balanced strings are those who have equal quantity of L and R. So number of L is equal to number of R. Given a balanced string S, split it in the maximum amount of balanced strings. Return the maximum amount of splitted balanced strings. Okay. All right, let's look at example 1. In example 1, we have R, L, R, R, L, L, R, L, and R, L. And we want to check how many balanced strings we have. So what we're going to do is go through all the characters in the string and then see if whatever characters that we have, it balances or not. So first, let's say that right is negative, R is negative, and left is positive. And we're gonna make a variable named balance. And if this is equal to 0, we can say that we have a balanced string, right? Because plus and a minus is going to equal to 0. So whenever we have 0, we can assume that we have a balanced string. Alright, so the first one is minus, this is plus, so we have a 0, so we have one balanced string. R is minus, so we have minus 2, plus 1, minus 1, and we have 0 over here. So we have another balanced string, so minus here, plus here, it becomes 0 again, and minus here and plus here, so it becomes 0 again. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 balanced strings, and if we check our output, we have 4. Now let's go over our solution, or code our solution actually. So first thing is declare a function which takes in a string, and you want to make a variable named I'll say result, set it equal to 0, and other will be balanced, and this will be also equal to 0. And result is going to store the number of balanced strings, and balance is gonna check if the current run of the function is balanced or not. And we're going to return our result. Alright, so we want to make a for loop so that we can iterate through our string. So let I is equal to 0, string.length, and increment by 1. Okay, just gonna make a variable. S is equal to string at index I. Now we want to check if our current string is equal to L or R. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make it so that if the current string is L, I'm gonna subtract balance by 1, and if it's not, I'm gonna increase by 1. So left is left is plus, and right is minus. So I'm just gonna use a ternary operator here. So S is equal to L. If it's true, I'm going to increase balance by 1. If it's not, I'm going to decrease balance by 1. And I'm going to check if count is equal to, not count, it should be balance. Balance is equal to 0. I'm going to increase the result by 1. Okay, so we have 4, 3, 1, 2 as our solution. We check 4, 3, 1, 2. Okay, it is 4, 3, 1, 2. I said it wrong by mistake. Okay, so just to explain again, we made a ternary operator to check if the current string is L, and if it is, we're gonna increase balance by 1, and if it's not, meaning if it's R, we're gonna decrease by 1. And then if the balance is equal to 0, we're going to increase result by 1, because that means that if balance is equal to 0, that means that we have an equal number of R's and L's. Alright guys, let's go over our code one more time. So we declare our function which takes in a string parameter, and we declare two variables. Result is gonna check a number of balanced strings, and balance is gonna check if we have balanced number of L's and R's so far in the loop. And when we're done with our loop, we're going to return our result here. So we make our loop, just created a variable named S that's gonna track the current string at index I. And if the current string is equal to capital L, I'm going to increase balance by 1. And if it's not, I'm going to decrease by 1. So this is R and this is L. And if balance is equal to 0, so meaning we have same number of L's and R's, number of L is equal to number of R, we're going to increase the result by 1. And then we're going to do that for all of our characters. And when we're done, we're going to loop out and return our result. So let's go over number 4 just to solidify the that we actually understand the full code. So we have R, L, R, 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 L, L, R, L, L. Okay, so let's start with the first one. So the first one is R, which means it's negative. So we have -1. Next is L, so that's +1. And now we have a 0, right? So we basically increase the result by 1, so 1. And now we have R, so -1, -2, -3, plus, so that's -2. This is -1, this is minus, so we have -2. This is plus, we have -1, plus, so we have 0. So we have 2 balanced strings. And if you check our result, we have 2 also. So balance was used to check whether we have same number of R's and L's, and result is used to check how many balanced strings we have.